Hey, how you doing everybody? My name is CherryBoy, and welcome back to Wolf Tales. Let's get right back into it. I wake up bright and early as the morning sun lights up my room. In spite of the hellish blizzard from 2 days ago, it seems that the weather has begun to clear up, and the freezing cold is becoming more tolerable by the day. At this rate, I'll soon be able to go outside without overdressing. Filled with optimistic thoughts, I leave my bedroom and return to the main living area. The moment I enter the room, a strong odor reaches my nose, and I instinctively look towards the kitchen. Come on! Isn't it done yet?
No matter how many times you ask, breakfast isn't going to be ready any quicker. If you're looking for something to do, why don't you wake up one? I'd rather smother him in his sleep.
Just you try, little girl. See what happens.
FUYU jumps back in surprise as she suddenly hears my voice directly behind her. Oh, Fun, you're awake. You're just in time. Breakfast will be ready shortly. Please take a seat. I'll bring the food out when it's ready.
Oh, okay then. I'll leave it to you then. Having no intention of stopping Mirari while she's cooking, I do as she suggests and sits down on the couch. Sit down. Grrr.
Miserable human, preying on the princess's kind nature.
Oh, shut up. It's not like I asked her to cook me breakfast or anything. Besides, you seem pretty eager to take advantage of her kindness yourself. Just a second ago, you were sitting on the floor with your tail wagging like a dog, waiting for its master to feed it.
A dog? You're comparing me to a dog?
Well, yeah, that is what you look like. Besides, dogs and wolves are pretty much the same thing anyway, right?
Do not insult me, human. Wolves are nothing like dogs.
I smirk to myself as I enjoy FUYU's reactions. Oh, how so? I thought dogs and wolves were descendants of the same ancestors.
That doesn't mean we're the same. You wouldn't mix up a human and a monkey, would you? Dogs are pitiful, subservient creatures who only know how to bow before human beings. Wolves, on the other hand, are proud hunters who don't need the help of any other race to survive.
So a proud, independent creature like a wolf would never do something like, oh, I don't know, sleep in a human's cabin and eat their food.
Eat! FUYU's face contorts in displeasure. Her claims of independence hold little weight at the moment, given our current predicament. That's different.
Is it?
Grrr. Well, what about you?
Me?
Yeah, what are you even doing out here? This is no place for a human being to live. What, were you exiled or something? Is this your punishment? Were you caught doing something heinous and banished from society forever? Yeah, that must be it. You did something unforgivable, and you were sent out here to live the rest of your days in solitude. How could I have missed this before? I feel in danger just being in the same room as you.
A look of panic spreads across FUYU's face as she slowly backs away from me. Would you please stop smearing my good name? I moved out here of my own free will because I don't get along well with other people, that's it. Hearing my explanation, FUYU stops backing away and begins to look at me with eyes filled with curiosity.
You don't like other humans?
That's the short version, yeah.
Then, what about us?
You and Mirari?
FUYU nods. You let us both into your home.
You forced your way into my home.
And you haven't tried to kick us out or anything. Is having us here causing you distress?
Yes, not particularly. Nope. I almost reply yes without thinking, but before I can do so, FUYU's puppy dog eyes kick in once more. Looking at her pitiful, pleading eyes, I can't bring myself to call her a nuisance. Sigh. I don't know. It's a bit weird to have you two here, but it's not the same feeling I get when I'm around other people. Honestly, I'm having a hard time thinking of FUYU as a person. She really does seem more like a mischievous puppy than a rebellious young woman. Maybe it's because I like animals, but I guess you two aren't so bad. That's just my impression so far, though. Given another few days, I might think quite differently.
Is that so? FUYU analyzes my answer carefully.
She doesn't appear to be particularly invested in my answer, nor does it bring her any joy. Her question was one posed out of curiosity, with no ulterior motive.
Well, I wouldn't worry about you changing your mind. After all, the princess and I won't be staying long enough for you to get sick of our company. No matter how warm it is here, we must return to our pack as soon as possible.
That works for me.
A
couple of nights is more than enough. I've done my good deed for the year, now I just want to be left alone. I nod in agreement with FUYU's statement. I understand. I won't try to stop you from returning to your pack. As soon as the two of you are ready to leave, I'll see you off. But I don't want you to go.
Okay, Princess, it's time to go. FUYU? What are you talking about? Please don't play dumb, Princess. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've had your fun, now it's time that we return to our pack. Already? But we only just... That's my point. We must leave now, before we grow accustomed to this lifestyle. Relying on humans is no good, Princess. We must return to our own kind.
Once the three of us have finished eating breakfast, FUYU wastes no time before making good on her promise. The satisfied smile indicative of a full belly disappears from her face. Sorry about that. Replaced by a serious expression and a tone of voice to match.
Do we have to go back, no matter what? I quite like it here and...
Princess. FUYU grabbed Mirari by the shoulder.
Do not be selfish. You have troubled us human enough as it is, not to mention the worry you have doubt caused our kin.
You have no doubt caused our kin.
It is time for us to return. But I...
Mirari turns away from FUYU and casts me a sidelong glance.
It's okay if I stay here a while longer, isn't it, Juan?
Princess.
I won't cause any trouble, or do anything you tell me not to. I'll cook and clean, I'll help out as much as I can. So please.
Princess. I avert my gaze as Mirari begins to plead. No matter the reason for her desperation, I can't afford to let her stay. My supplies are really only enough to last me through winter. There's also the ethical question of my interfering in half-human affairs. Plus, FUYU said it herself, Mirari's family and friends are waiting for her. Her place is with them, not here with me. Mirari.
Please, Juan, just let me...
I place my index on Mirari's soft lips. Index finger. Mirari, don't you think you worried your family enough as it is? You belong with the rest of your pack.
I understand.
Mirari gives up without a fight as I quickly shut her down. Her eyes downcast, she slowly trudges towards the door, not looking back even once. Thank you for not making this difficult, Juan. Mirari may act defiant at times, but she's a reasonable person. Hearing you tell her to go home should be enough. Yeah, no problem. Feeling bad about turning Mirari down, I find it hard to look FUYU in the eye. As my eyes wander around the cabin, I suddenly realize something. Oh, hold on a second. I take a pair of coats off the coat rack and present them to FUYU. Here, take these. It's cold out there, you'll need to stay warm. In response to my offer, FUYU shakes her head. I appreciate your kindness, but I'll have to decline. Our tolerance for the cold is significantly greater than that of humans. If in anything less than a blizzard, garments to those will only get in our way. Oh, I see. I take another look at the outfits Mirari and FUYU are wearing. Indeed, no human would dare to dress so sparingly out here. If those two are comfortable while wearing so little, they must indeed have a far greater tolerance for the cold than I do. In that case, I guess this is goodbye. Maybe I'll see you two again someday.
Don't count on it. We live on the other side of this mountain. Were it not for the snowstorm, we would never have met to begin with. This should be our final farewell.
Confidently asserting so, FUYU turns her back on me and heads towards the door. As she does so, however, Mirari no longer seems ready to leave. Mirari? Mirari's eyes shift back and forth. It seems like she wants to say something to me, but can't quite bring herself to speak.
Come along, Princess. Let us not delay our departure any further.
At FUYU's command, Mirari lowers her head and walks along obediently. Mirari slowly unlocks the door, then regretfully sets foot outside, gently pushed along by her dear friend. Moments later, the door slams shut, and at last, I'm all alone once again. So lonely now, so alone. For the next hour or so, I found myself wandering around the cabin aimlessly, alone. Having already slept and eaten, there's honestly very little remaining that I need to do. Alone. I have enough supplies to last for a while, yet it's too cold outside to think about working, and my hobbies are all the type to be enjoyed while resting idly. Put simply, I'm bored. Solitude may be its own reward, but the cost at which it comes is clear. There's nothing to do out here during the colder months, and even when things warm up, the choices can't compare to those available in the city. At least with those two wolf girls around, things were a bit more lively. Other people are a nuisance, but a pet could be just what I need. That being said, what kind of pet would be suitable out in the middle of nowhere like this? What was that? Oh. Giving myself something to think about, I decided to turn on the radio in the kitchen. After adjusting the frequency and waiting for a short while, I'm able to receive the weather forecast, which paints a rather placid picture. Maybe I should go out and get some water while it's still mild outside. The weather can change out here at the drop of a hat, so it never hurts to have a surplus. I grab my coat and head for the door, resolving myself to be slightly more active than usual. Before this pleasant weather changes for the worst, I'm going to shore up my supplies, just as any prudent survivor would. Alright then. Oh, cold. Oh, it's getting colder. The lizard! Who the hell thought it would be a good idea to fetch water? Everything has turned to sludge out there. The entire landscape has changed since before the snowstorm. I hurriedly closed the door behind me as I returned from gathering water. Unfortunately, my trip proves fairly fruitless, as the spring from which I usually gather drinking water has been temporarily blocked off. The snowstorm has shifted the terrain, making my usual routes either inaccessible or far more dangerous than usual. Screw it, I'll just stay inside after all. It may be boring to stay indoors all day, but at least it's safe. Still shivering slightly, I regretfully removed my coat and flopped down on the couch. Blech. Covering myself with the blanket, the same one I used to cover the two sleeping wolf girls yesterday. I settle myself in and try to make myself comfortable. Let's see now. Where did I put the remote? If it isn't within arm's reach, I'm not getting up to look for it. I look around the immediate vicinity of the couch. Unfortunately, the remote is nowhere to be seen. It's probably still in the kitchen from when I last watched TV while cooking. Sigh. I guess I'll just sit here then. What a fun person I am. As I sit in silence, I notice a faint sound. It sounds like a voice, but it's too quiet for me to understand what they're saying. Oh great, now I'm hearing things. Maybe I've lived alone in here for too long after all. I try to ignore the voice by focusing my mind elsewhere. However, the voice doesn't disappear. It seems to cut in and out, with ample static cropping up in between words. What the heck could that... Oh right, the radio. I unintentionally rise to my feet and turn towards the kitchen, where I've left the radio turned on. Seeing as how it's battery powered, I figured I'd better turn it off if I'm not using it. Before I can do so, however, I hear something ominous from the other end of the radio.
Bad weather. Incoming.
Screech!
Avalanche last night. Path of change. Advising caution.
Phew. It was worse than I thought, huh? No, I'm definitely not going outside. I turn the radio off and grab the TV remote, which is sitting on the kitchen counter. I then return to the living room and sit down on the couch remoting him. What about the wolf girls? Sigh. Okay, now. Where were we? Oh yes, let's find something to watch, shall we? Now what did I start watching last time? Before I turn on the television, I go to wrap myself in the blanket I had used to cover myself just a moment ago. The second I go to do so, however, I feel a chill run down my spine. Oh shit, the girls. Yeah. They wouldn't know about the avalanche last night, or the bad weather that's about to hit. If they get caught up in that, and they find that their path back home has been blocked off, those poor girls they'll be fine. I better go find them! I'm coming, wolf girls! Hell, how can I sit back and relax knowing that those girls might be in danger? I can watch TV anytime. For now, I've got a couple of wolf girls to track down. Let's go! Driving. Covered in several layers, I head on to the frozen wasteland before me in search of the two wolf girls. Upon starting my drive, I quickly realized that the cold is the least of my worries. As I noted earlier, and the radio confirmed, all the usual scenery has changed since I last ventured outside. Familiar landmarks are gone, paths have been blocked off, and solid ground has been replaced by sleet. If I'm not careful, I might wind up getting lost or stuck myself. And I drive. Okay now, where were those two wolf girls gone? Or two girls have gone. I've never been to the other side of the mountain, but if memory serves, I follow a vague recollection I have of the map I purchased when I first moved out here. The actual pathways have obviously changed since then, but my memory gives me at least a hint as to the direction in which I should be heading. Now then, if I remember correctly, it should be this road here, or at least it was, back when there was a road. Oh great, no road. I come to a stop as the road I'm following appears to end abruptly. A few hundred feet in front of me, where there will be generally a road, there is a huge pile of snow. From my point of view, it's impossible to bypass. Oh man, I guess the road is blocked after all. Maybe there's a path or something that I just can't see from here. If I move in a bit closer... I force myself to get out of the truck, shivering as the blizzard rages. Brr. My legs may be weary, but my stomach is full and my body is warm. If those girls are out here, I'm gonna find them. Mirari, for you! Are you two out here? Mirari, for you! I call out the girls' names as I head closer to the obstructed pathway. As I near the wall of snow, a vague figure appears up ahead. Squinting, I try to discern the identity of the being in front of me. Mirari, for you? Juan, for you! Hearing FUYU's surprised exclamation, I run over to the figure up ahead. Once I get closer, I realize that's not just FUYU. Mirari is with her too. However... Juan, please help me! Mirari suddenly collapsed while we were walking, so I carried her myself, but the path is... I know. Most of the paths have changed, or have been blocked off. You won't be able to get through here. Not today. But then, what do we do? Mirari's unconscious. She needs somewhere warm to rest. And something to eat. And... Calm down, FUYU. If you panic, you're just going to make things even harder on yourself. For the time being, you're both coming back to my cabin. I'll help you to carry Mirari back there, and we'll make sure to keep her nice and warm. No, but we couldn't possibly. I wasn't asking. You take one arm, I'll take the other. Got it? Yes, I understand. If it's for the princess, then... FUYU comes to her senses and grabs hold of Mirari tightly. I do the same, grabbing Mirari's other arm and wrapping her arm around my shoulders. Like so, FUYU and I begin to carry the unconscious princess back to my truck, braving the hellish blizzard once more. Alright, we saved the wolf girls. Awesome. Through great exertion and with much difficulty, I managed to bring Mirari and FUYU back to my cabin, safe and sound. While the two girls aren't injured, it seems that they're both utterly exhausted, with Mirari still unconscious and likely running a fever. FUYU is sick with worry and clearly overexerting herself, but otherwise appears to be fine. How's Mirari doing? Any change? In response to my question, FUYU shakes her head. Still nothing. The princess won't wake up at all. Too bad. Oh well, just give her some time and she'll be okay. I hope so. FUYU sulks as she shrugs off my optimism. It seems that her concern for her friend is not so easily dismissed. You know, Mirari was in far worse shape when I found her. As long as she's kept warm and given a chance to rest, I think she'll definitely pull through. For the time being, positioning myself directly behind FUYU, I place one hand on the girl's head. I'm more worried about you, FUYU. Me? Why would you be worried about me? Is that really so strange? You were out there in that blizzard too, you know. You even wound up carrying Mirari all by yourself before I got there, not to mention the panic and stress you would have been suffering from. So, how are you holding up? Do you need anything, FUYU? Is there something I can do for you? Don't be absurd. Your concern is entirely unnecessary, human. FUYU pouts and turns away with a red tinge on her cheeks. You should focus your attention on Mirari instead. She's the important one here, not me. I would have gladly given my life and then bring her back home, safe and sound. I begin to rub FUYU's head while chuckling to myself. So what you're saying is, you're so concerned for your friend's happiness that you give up your own life in order for her to achieve it? That isn't what I said. I just don't want the pack to suffer because of that girl's selfish whims, that's all. Yes, I understand. I continue to pet FUYU as she sulks. Despite her usual temperament, she doesn't push my hand away, nor does she appear to dislike the contact. If she weren't so proud, she might actually give in to the feeling and lean in closer. But you know, FUYU, as great as it is to be loyal, you shouldn't put so little importance on your own life. Just as your pack misses Mirari, I'm sure they'll miss you, too. And I know for a fact that if you were gone, Mirari will be devastated. So don't throw your life away, okay? Take care of yourself, just as you take care of Mirari. Alright. I was hoping we get another CG, but alright. After a long night of watching FUYU fuss over Mirari, I eventually turn in for the night and go to bed. Convincing FUYU to do the same proves surprisingly difficult. She's adamant about being there for Mirari and doesn't want to leave her side. It isn't until I convey to FUYU the expected time at which Mirari will awaken, a complete lie on my part, that FUYU finally agrees to rest. She snuggles up next to Mirari just as they had when they slept on the couch together previously, and before long, FUYU is sound asleep. Sheesh. Those two really are a handful. Maybe I shouldn't get a pet after all, looking after those who is already tiring enough. Well, I guess I better go see how the two are doing. If I'm lucky, maybe they'll have slept in. Despite my optimism, the very first thing I see upon entering the living room, is the sight of FUYU towering over Mirari.
I mean it. I'm feeling much better now. Really, I can get up on my own.
I don't care if you're feeling better. No means no. You're going to stay in bed and rest. Got it?
No, but what about breakfast?
I'll make breakfast. You just keep resting until I bring your portion over to you.
Would that be alright? You haven't received the same training that I have.
Don't you worry about me. It'll be a piece of cake. How hard can a human cuisine be, anyway? If one can make it, then there's no way that someone like me won't be able to. Oh, really? That's quite the declaration there, FUYU. FUYU freezes up the moment she hears my voice. With great hesitation, FUYU slowly turns her head until she's looking at me out of the corner of her eye.
Juan, how long have you been standing there?
Long enough to hear that you promised that you'll be making us all breakfast. Do you need me to show you where the storeroom is?
Well...
FUYU averts her gaze as she tries to avoid my question. It seems that this rowdy wolf girl doesn't possess her princess's knowledge of such things after all.
Juan!
Before I can tease FUYU any further, Mirari calls out to me in a surprisingly assertive voice. Yes, Mirari?
Juan, I apologize.
Huh? Princess? FUYU and I both stare at Mirari in surprise as she hangs her head.
Even after you told me to leave, even after I resolved myself to stop relying on your kindness, here I am once again. I've burdened you once more, forcing you to take care of me even after you've already done so much for me. I just want you to know that this is it. As soon as I am able, I will leave this cabin and never come back. I will not bother you ever again.
Princess. Despite the fact that Mirari is now agreeing to leave without a fight, even FUYU can't accept her downhearted proclamation. If Mirari had been able to declare with a smile on her face that she would return to her pack, I would wish her well. Proclamation. FUYU would happily lead her along. The two would return home, and that would be the end of it. Given Mirari's current state of mind, however, think before you speak, Mirari. If you say something that stupid, there's no way I'm going to let you leave.
What?
Listen to me, Mirari. This is twice now that you've almost died because you've gone out unprepared. The weather's been unpredictable lately. The paths have changed. I know half of the snow underfoot is unstable. I'm not going to be held responsible for you running off to your death, Mirari. So, till I say so, the two of you are staying right here with me. Got it?
You mean that we can stay?
I nod in confirmation.
Princess, did you hear that? We can stay here after all. Oh, this is such a relief. Yes, Princess, I'm
happy for you, Princess.
If you must linger a while for the sake of your recovery, then I have no choice but to keep you company.
The two girls join hands and bounce on their heels, wearing an expression of joy as they do. Contrary to FUYU's words, it seems she's just as relieved as Mirari. You're so transparent, FUYU. Can't you just honestly say that you don't know how to get home, and you're afraid of putting Mirari in danger again? Chuckling to myself, I move closer to the two girls. Remember, this is just until the weather clears up, and you're able to make your way back home. I'll be listening to the radio every day for any mention of the snow being cleared away, or the weather improving.
Understood. We shan't overstay our welcome a second time. When the time is right, we'll leave without a fuss.
Alright. By the time noon has rolled around, the weather outside seems to have improved. Not to the point where I have any confidence making a long trek, but at the very least it seems as though I'll be able to scout out the area. Alright, I should take this opportunity to check out the new landscape. In particular, I'll see if the path Mirari and FUYU were taking yesterday has cleared up at all. After confirming on the radio that the weather is set to remain unchanged for the rest of the day, I begin to put on my boots and coat.
Juan, where are you going?
Oh, Mirari. I was just going to check out the terrain now that the weather has stabilized for a bit. I'll be back before long.
I'll come with you.
No, you won't. I gently flick Mirari on the forehead as if to punish her for saying something unreasonable. You just stay put and recover. I don't want you overexerting yourself.
But I can't just continue to leech off your kindness like this. I need to make myself useful. It's the least I can do considering everything you're doing for me.
I appreciate your feelings, but if you come with me and you faint again, you're only going to cause more trouble. Mirari sulks as I point out the major flaw in her offer without hesitation. Sigh. Listen, I know it's kind of rude to ask this of a sick person, and I'm not implying that this is all you're good for or anything, but if you're really itching for something to do, why don't you clean up a bit, or make lunch for when I get back? Well, if you're feeling up to it, of course.
Yes, absolutely. It would be my pleasure, Juan. Thank you.
No, you really don't need to thank me for assigning you chores. Without wasting a moment, Mirari skips over to the storeroom where I keep all of the cleaning supplies. It seemed the specter of illness means nothing to Mirari after all. Dressed suitably, I head out into the snow. As I go to close the door behind me, however, I feel something block my way. Hey, watch it, Juan. Oh, I'm sorry, FUYU. FUYU pushes past me, and this time I close the door for real. Wait a minute. What are you doing out here, FUYU? What? Do I need your permission to go outside? Well, no, I guess not, but given the timing, it's like you were following. You're going to check out the terrain, aren't you? To see what's changed and where you can get through. If you're going to try to reach our den, then you'll need a guide, and I can hardly allow the princess to go, given her current condition. I never said anything about visiting your den. So, fine, you can come along. Just don't get too far ahead. FUYU runs off before I can finish speaking. Oh well, if she's this lively, it shouldn't be a problem. Besides, I was planning on checking out the path those girls took yesterday. I guess the only change of plan is that I'll now be doing it with company. Following after FUYU, I soon reached the stretch of snow where I found the two girls yesterday. While visibility has certainly improved, the path itself is still blocked off. At a glance, it doesn't seem like there's any way to get through. Still no good, huh? Maybe if I... No, that won't work. I had to break it to you, FUYU, but it doesn't look like you'll be getting through here. Not today, at least. I know. Even so, I can't just give up and return empty-handed. What would the princess say if I return without securing a route home? She'd probably be relieved. You may want to go back as soon as possible, but I get the feeling Mirari isn't so keen. Whether she wants to return or not, the princess Whether she wants to return or not, the princess understands that we must. As such, it is my duty to ensure that return is made possible. Well, good luck with that. Unless you have a snowplow, though. A snowplow handy. I don't think you'll be getting through here anytime soon. Scratch that, scratch. FUYU, you cannot dig your way through. Not with that attitude. Scratch, 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 scratch. Seriously? At least wait for the snow to melt a bit. Trying to dig through there right now might be like clawing your way through stone. Don't underestimate the might of... FUYU suddenly jumps up in fright as some of the piled up snow falls onto her. It seems that having FUYU dig at the base of the snow has caused it to shift under its own weight. Are you alright, FUYU? Don't laugh at me, human. Sorry, just the way you shriek like that. Woohoo! I got a CG! Aw, adorable. Whoa! I dodged at the last second as a snowball narrowly misses my head. What are you doing, FUYU? You could have hit me. That's the point, you fool. Whoosh! FUYU's second snowball clips my shoulder, knocking me off balance. You little... Yeah, stupid human. That's what you get for making fun of... Without rising to my feet, I quickly ball up some snow and hurl it towards FUYU, just barely missing her torso. What the heck do you think you're doing? Throwing a snowball. What does it look like? You can't do that. I'm the one throwing snow at you. What are you, a little kid? I don't need your permission to defend myself. Hup! Yeah, stop that right now, this instant. Make me. Grr. Fine then, we'll see how you like it when I throw a snowball at you. Well, yeah, that's how this fight started. Whoa! I duck to the side if FUYU throws another snowball at my head. The moment I correct my posture, FUYU has already started to ball up another, and she's getting ready to throw it. Jeez, give me a break. How can you do that so quickly? Someone who wears those ridiculous things on their hands will never be able to match my speed. Oh yeah, we'll see about that. Hup! Yeah, too slow. Should I give you a handicap, human? Don't underestimate me! Before I realized it, I found myself becoming more and more invested in the outcome of my snowball fight with FUYU. That's what starts as a cheeky bit of fun quickly develops into an intense showdown, with both sides putting in far more effort than one would expect. As strange as it may seem, I'm actually having fun. Spending every day out here, struggling to stay warm and keep my supplies up, I sometimes forget about the upsides of being surrounded by snow. When was that the last time I even thought about having a snowball fight, or making snow angels, or engaging in any of those fun yet childish activities? Maybe this place doesn't have to be the barren wasteland I always think of it as, after all. Yeah, missed me. Stop moving! Not gonna happen. FUYU turns around and wiggles her butt in my direction, mocking me. At that moment, I realize a second snowball hidden behind my back. I reveal a second snowball hidden behind my back and throw it as quickly as I can.
Yeah! Gotcha! Oh, did you have to throw it there? The snow is dripping into my pants. It's really cold.
So wear proper clothing next time. It's not my fault you dress like that.
FUYU dances around trying to shift the snow that has trickled under her clothes. A few small pieces of snow fall out, but judging by the expression of her face, there's still more to come. Chance! Wah! What are you doing? Can't you see that I'm preoccupied?
That's exactly what makes it such a perfect opportunity.
Hup! Yeah, stop it!
Make me!
The spider complains. FUYU laughs happily as she dodges my opportunistic onslaught. Dodging while simultaneously removing snow from under her clothes, FUYU displays dexterity I could only dream of possessing. And there, that's the last of it. You better prepare yourself now, Juan. Grinning from ear to ear, a playful smile adorns FUYU's face as she hurriedly begins to create another snowball. No matter what she says, it's clear to me that she's having fun. FUYU may be abrasive and direct, but it looks like she even has a fun side. She's also pretty cute when she smiles, and it's evident that she carefully deeps about Mirari. My first impression of FUYU might have been wrong after all. If FUYU were just a little bit more honest and less defensive, she might actually make a pretty good housemate. Whew.
Okay, that's all the time I have for this one, but thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment down below. And please subscribe and hit that notification bell, as that will be greatly appreciated of you. So, thank you for watching this video. My name is CherryBoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!